Welcome to the second episode of our podcast series, brought to you by Group 7. Today, we will be discussing the current state of the digital economy ecosystem both globally and in Vietnam with the attendance of a special guest, Mr. Do. Firstly, we will delve into the current trends, opportunities and challenges, and their implications for businesses and the economy. In the second half of the episode, we will be conducting an in-depth analysis of the digital ecosystem within one of Vietnam's leading telecommunications and technology companies, VNPT. Our team will explore how the company is adapting to the rapidly changing landscape of digital technologies and what strategies they are employing to stay competitive in the market. Join us as we explore the exciting world of the digital economy and learn more about the inner workings of one of Vietnam's most dynamic companies, and don't forget to subscribe. First and foremost, we'll bump into the current situation and characteristics of the world's digital economic ecosystem. As you guys are all aware, the global digital ecosystem is a complicated, dynamic environment that presents both opportunities and difficulties. Digital ecosystems were created in the early stages of the digitization process as a result of how businesses responded to the brand new parameters of the digital environment. Over time, the scale of the phenomenon has exceeded its narrow scope and expanded to the entire system of economic relations in the international space. Digital technologies have significantly improved efficiency, productivity, connectivity, and have paved the way for new forms of cooperation, communication, and commerce. The increasing use of mobile devices and high-speed internet has improved connectivity and made it possible for people to work remotely, stay in touch with loved ones, and access information from any location in the world. The development of the digital ecosystem, on the other hand, brings significant environmental and social challenges. The emergence of electronic waste is an example of the negative impact of digitalization on the environment. Digitalization increases demand for electronic devices, and once they are replaced by new devices, they become electronic waste. Toxic substances found in electronic waste, including lead, mercury, and asbestos, could even harm both human health and the environment. The society is negatively impacted by digitalization as well. Human jobs, particularly simple and repetitive jobs, can be replaced or reduced as a result of digital and automation technologies. This can result in unemployment and harm a country's economy. Furthermore, excessive use of digital devices and social media can have a detrimental effect on people's mental health by increasing in stress, loneliness, and difficulty sleeping. Despite these obstacles, the digital ecosystem has a number of positive aspects that contribute to its overall success. In order to overcome these difficulties, efforts are being made to create a just and sustainable digital ecosystem. Increased connectivity brought about by the widespread use of mobile devices and high-speed internet has sparked innovation, opened up new business opportunities, and benefited consumers with new goods and services. Many tasks have become more efficient as a result of digital technology, saving businesses money and increasing consumer convenience. Additionally, the digital ecosystem has made education more accessible along with the potential to improve global collaboration and communication. Broadly speaking, even though the digital ecosystem may have some adverse impacts on our planet and community, digitalization is gradually proving its meaning and significance in profoundly changing the world. As a part of the global digital economy ecosystem, Vietnam has embraced the rapid adoption of digital technologies and has been actively working to improve its digital infrastructure, including such expanding broadband coverage and developing 5G networks. We will now learn about the characteristics of Vietnam's digital economy ecosystem. First of all, how did the digital economy ecosystem emerge in Vietnam? Did you know that Vietnam's digital economy started taking off in the early 2000s? Yeah, it became a big thing worldwide, and lots of countries started to research and develop it. One of the best things about the digital economy is that it makes it super easy and cheap for everyone to access it, especially with the internet connecting everyone on such a massive scale. And for Vietnam, the digital economy presents a great opportunity to catch up with other countries in terms of development. There are a few factors that have contributed to the development of Vietnam's digital economy. Firstly, Vietnam's economic opening and participation in free trade agreements have created many opportunities for businesses. Secondly, the government has implemented many policies that encourage the use of information and communication technology, including building technology zones. Lastly, the emergence of startup companies in the tech sector has also played a huge role in developing Vietnam's digital economy. FPT Corporation, VNPT, and Tiki are some of the companies in Vietnam that have introduced many new products and services, such as mobile apps, e-commerce platforms, and software solutions for businesses. Overall, the digital economy in Vietnam is growing quickly and presents many opportunities for businesses and the government to succeed. Secondly, to make things happen in the digital world, we need a few things. First, we gotta have a solid foundation to build on, That means setting up all the necessary infrastructure so that we can actually use technology in the real world. We need things like high-speed internet and data centers that can handle all the cloud computing stuff. And it's super important that we make sure everything is working together smoothly across different regions. But it's not just about the hardware. We also need a strategy to make all this digital transformation stuff work for us. That means we need to come up with a plan and actually put it into action, for instance, issuing a national strategy on digital transformation and digital economy. And we gotta make sure that people in remote areas can access all this stuff too. Last but not least, we need to train up a workforce that knows how to handle all this digital stuff. We need policies that make sure people are getting the training they need to work in IT. We need to make sure that we have enough qualified people to do the job right. And we gotta make sure that we're keeping up with all the changes that come with digitalization, from farming to manufacturing to service industries. Moving on to the situation of digital economy ecosystem development in Vietnam, it's important to note that the country has made significant strides in recent years. However, despite these advancements, there are still several challenges that need to be addressed to ensure sustainable growth. Let's take a closer look at the current state of Vietnam's digital economy ecosystem. To obtain further details, we will begin by shifting our focus to the section outlining the approach direction. Did you know that the Ministry of Information and Communications in Vietnam is really excited about the potential of the digital economy to boost the country's economy? It's super important to have a good digital platform if you want to digitize the economy, and the Vietnamese government is really on top of it. They've even published 35 Make in Vietnam digital platforms in 2021 related to fields like finance, banking, and business, including cool stuff like Agribank, Internet Banking, and VN Direct. The only downside is that some of these platforms still have limitations, like getting really crowded during peak times or having difficulties with loan processes. But overall, things are looking pretty good for the digital economy in Vietnam. It can be seen that the government of Vietnam is actively and diligently working to improve the digital infrastructure. They've got almost 30 national data centers that you can access through sites like Data.gov.vn. Vietel even launched the biggest data center infrastructure in the country with their Vietel cloud ecosystem, and there's also the VNG data center in HCM. It's not perfect yet, but there's definitely some potential there. The government is also making sure that people have the right digital skills to keep up with all these changes. They're encouraging businesses, unions, and government agencies to provide training courses and seminars to help their employees learn new skills. They also want to make sure that young people are getting a good education in digital technology, so they'll be ready for the workforce of the future. Beside the demand of building a digital economy ecosystem, there are several limitations that need to be addressed. One of the biggest problems is that not everyone has access to good digital infrastructure, especially in rural areas. This means that people living in the countryside might not be able to take part in the digital economy as easily as those living in cities. As of January 2021, about 67 million people in Vietnam were using the internet, which is about 70% of the population. according to a report by the Ministry of Information and Communications. But there's still a big gap between the number of people using the internet in cities versus rural areas. Another issue is data privacy. There aren't really any rules in place to protect people's personal information, so it can be hard for consumers to keep their data safe. A survey by the Vietnam E-commerce Association found that 90% of Vietnamese people are worried about their personal info getting shared without their knowledge. In December 2020, Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security tried to make some laws to protect people's data, but some people think they don't go far enough. And next, what should we do to enhance the development directions? So basically, the government can come up with some really good plans for taking care of the environment while still growing the economy. They just gotta do some research, analyze stuff, and talk to smart people who know what they're doing. And they also need to make sure that our personal information is safe. You know how everything's online these days. Well, that means our info is getting passed around all over the place. So the government needs to have some strong laws to keep it all confidential and protected. Finally, we would like to provide you guys some information about a case study. VNPT, Vietnam Posts and Telecommunications Group, is a state-owned enterprise in Vietnam that specializes in telecommunications and information technology investment, production, and business. With the slogan VNPT, True Life, VNPT is not only the first service provider to lay the foundation for the emergence of the post and telecommunications industry, but it is also a corporation that has played an important role in making Vietnam one of the world's 10 fastest growing countries in postal and telecommunications development. VNPT operates through its subsidiaries and affiliates, which include VNPT Net, providing internet service, VNPT Media, providing digital content services, VNPT Technology, providing ICT solutions and services, and VNPT Vinaphone, providing mobile services, VNPT ID Information Technology products and services, and Posts and Telecommunications Institute of Technology. Thanks for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to our channel. Check out the poster in the description box for more info on VNPT. Stay tuned for more awesome content.